The Night Train, a journey to the depths of desire and fear. In the hush of midnight, when the world seems to pause and the air vibrates with unspoken mysteries, there exists a legend, whispered in hushed tones among those who dare to dream and fear in equal measure. It speaks of the night train, a spectral locomotive that emerges from the shroud of darkness. Its presence, announced by the distant, haunting whistle that pierces the silence of the night. This is no ordinary train, but a portal to the unknown, offering a journey to those seeking to uncover the deepest recesses of their hearts. The arrival. On a particularly starless night, under a sliver of a waning moon, Eli found himself wandering the outskirts of his town. The weight of restlessness bore heavily on his shoulders. A young man caught in the throes of life's uncertainties. His steps, aimless at first, led him to the old, disused railway station that time in the town had all but forgotten. As the clock tower chimed midnight, a chilling wind swept through the station, carrying with it a faint yet unmistakable sound, a train whistle, distant yet drawing nearer. Eli, curiosity piqued and heart racing, watched in awe as the night train glided into the station, its form shimmering, as if woven from the very night itself. The train stopped with a gentle hiss, and a door opened, inviting him in. The conductor, stepping onto the train, Eli was greeted by the conductor, a figure both out of time and from beyond it. Dressed in a uniform that shimmered like the stars, the conductor's eyes held the depth of the night sky, and his voice, when he spoke, was like the soft lull of distant thunder. "Welcome aboard, traveler," the conductor intoned, his gaze piercing through to Eli's very soul. "The journey you are about to embark upon is one of discovery. Here, in the spaces between reality and dreams, you will face your deepest desires and fears. Are you prepared to see what lies beyond?" With a mix of trepidation and a thirst for understanding that he couldn't quite explain, Eli nodded, barely able to whisper his assent. The conductor smiled, a gesture that seemed to light up the dim interior of the train, and gestured for Eli to follow the first revelation. As the train began to move, gliding silently over the tracks, the world outside the windows melted away into a blur of shadows and light. The conductor led Eli to a compartment that seemed to have been waiting for him, its door ajar, inviting him to enter. Inside, the compartment was cozy, lit by a soft, golden light that seemed to emanate from nowhere and everywhere at once. The conductor left him with a gentle reminder: open your heart and let the journey reveal its truths. Alone, Eli watched as the scenery outside shifted, no longer bound by the laws of physics, but by the contours of his innermost thoughts and emotions. He saw landscapes of stunning beauty, vivid and wild, and then, without warning, dark, foresting places that echoed his deepest fears. As the night unfolded, Eli realized that this train was not merely a vehicle moving through the night, but a mirror reflecting the vast, uncharted territories of his soul. The realization was both terrifying and exhilarating. As the night train whisked Eli further into the night, the boundary between the real and the ethereal grew ever more indistinct. The landscapes outside his compartment window morphed and twisted, each scene a deeper dive into the realms of possibility and fear, reflecting the tumult within his own heart. The encounter. The train slowed, coming to a gentle stop in a place that seemed suspended between twilight and dawn, a realm where the sky shimmered with an ethereal glow, casting the world in a light that was neither day nor night. Eli stepped out into a corridor that now opened onto a lush, verdant garden where the air was thick with the scent of jasmine and roses. It was here, amidst the bloom and beauty of this otherworldly garden, that Eli encountered Maya. She appeared as if a part of the garden itself, her presence as natural as the flowers that surrounded her. Her eyes sparkled with a knowing light, and when she spoke, her voice carried the melody of the wind. "Welcome, Eli," she said, her smile both enigmatic and reassuring. "This garden is a reflection of your heart's desire for peace and understanding. Yet, within you, there is turmoil and fear. Why do you run from what lies within?" Eli found himself opening up to Maya, sharing his fears, his doubts, and the sense of being perpetually lost. With each word, the garden seemed to respond, the flowers swaying gently, as if to the rhythm of his voice. The lesson of the garden. Maya listened, her eyes reflecting a depth of compassion that touched Eli's soul. To find your path, you must first see the beauty in your own shadows, she advised, gesturing to the darker corners of the garden, where the light of the moon cast long, haunting shadows. Embrace all parts of yourself, for in the darkness there is strength, and in the light there is growth. As they spoke, the garden transformed, the shadows and light melding together to create a landscape of breathtaking beauty, a harmony of contrasts. It was a visual testament to Maya's words, and Eli felt a shift within, a glimmer of understanding that began to dispel the shadows of doubt. The journey continues. The time came for Eli to leave the garden, the encounter with Maya leaving a lasting imprint on his heart. As he stepped back onto the train, the conductor was there, a silent sentinel, guiding him onward. "The journey is far from over," the conductor reminded him. "Each stop, each encounter is a step closer to understanding. But remember, understanding is not the end, but the beginning of a new way of seeing, of living." As the train pulled away from the garden, Eli looked back, the image of Maya fading into the night. He realized then that the night train was more than a journey through the night. It was a voyage into the depths of his being, a chance to confront and embrace the myriad facets of himself. As the night train surged forward, slicing through the fabric of the night with its silent, ghostly elegance, Eli found himself enveloped in a cocoon of introspection. The encounter in the garden had awakened a thirst for understanding, a desire to delve deeper into the enigma of his own soul. The city of mirrors. The train's next stop was a city unlike any Eli had ever seen. It was a metropolis of mirrors, stretching as far as the eye could see, each reflective surface offering a glimpse into myriad lives and possibilities. The city pulsed with a life of its own, its heartbeat a symphony of dreams and desires, fears and failures. Eli stepped off the train, his footsteps echoing on the polished stone. The conductor's parting words, "In this city, you will face the reflections of your past and the specters of what might be," lingered in his mind, a guiding light into the maze of mirrors. The encounter with the past. Wandering the streets, Eli came upon a mirror that stopped him in his tracks. The reflection staring back was not his own, but that of his younger self, eyes wide with innocence and unburdened by the complexities of life. The reflection spoke, its voice a haunting echo of the past. "You have come far, Eli," it said, a smile tinged with sadness playing on its lips. But in your pursuit of the future, do not lose sight of the lessons of the past. Remember the moments of joy and pain, for they have shaped you into who you are. With each step, Eli encountered more mirrors, each a window into a moment of his life. Joyous laughter, tears of sorrow, moments of triumph, and the depths of despair all played out before him, a tapestry of his existence, woven with the threads of experiences lived and lessons learned, the mirror of futures unseen. Deeper into the city, Eli found a mirror unlike the others. It shimmered with a light that seemed to dance, its surface a portal to futures not yet realized. Within, he saw the paths his life might take, branching in infinite directions, each choice leading to a myriad of possibilities. Faced with the multiplicity of his potential futures, Eli felt a weight lift from his shoulders. The realization dawned on him that while the past had shaped him, the future was his to mold. Each reflection, each possibility, was a testament to the power of choice, of the agency he held over his destiny. The departure. As the night train called him back, Eli took one last look at the city of mirrors. He understood now that the reflections he had seen were not chains binding him to past or potential future, but signposts guiding him toward a deeper understanding of himself. Boarding the train, Eli felt a sense of peace settle over him. The journey had shown him the complexity of his own heart, the beauty of his soul's landscape, shaped by the light and shadows of his experiences. As the night train continued its voyage through the velvet darkness, Eli found himself immersed in a profound stillness. The raucous clamor of his thoughts had quieted, leaving in their wake a serene landscape of inner peace. This silence was not emptiness, but a symphony of tranquility, each note a harmonious echo of his journey's purpose. The forest of whispers. The train slowed to a halt at the edge of an ancient forest, its trees towering into the night like sentinels of time. The air was alive with a whispering breeze, carrying voices that seemed both foreign and familiar. The conductor's voice, soft yet clear, reached Eli's ears. In the silence of the forest, listen with your heart, for every tree has a story to tell, a lesson to impart. Stepping into the forest, Eli was enveloped by a sense of wonder. The ground beneath his feet felt sacred, each step a deeper immersion into a world untouched by time. The trees, ancient and wise, whispered secrets of endurance and resilience, their leaves rustling with the stories of centuries, the conversation with nature. As he ventured deeper, Eli came upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center stood a tree, unlike any other, its branches reaching out as if embracing the sky. Drawn to its majestic presence, Eli approached and placed his hand upon the bark, feeling its life force pulsate beneath his fingers. The tree spoke, its voice a gentle murmur in Eli's mind. You seek understanding, young traveler, but do you understand the language of the heart? Listen to the silence, for it speaks volumes. In stillness, find the strength to face your fears, the courage to pursue your desires. Eli closed his eyes, allowing the wisdom of the forest to fill his being. He understood now that silence was not the absence of sound, but the presence of an inner voice, guiding him towards truth and clarity. The return to the train. As he made his way back to the train, the forest seemed to bid him farewell, the breeze a soft caress, the whispers a chorus of encouragement. The night train awaited, a beacon in the darkness, ready to carry him onward. Back on board, Eli found a new sense of purpose. The journey had taught him the power of listening, not only to the world around him, but to the silent whispers of his own heart. The symphony of silence had become a source of strength, a reminder that within the quiet, the true essence of life could be found. As the night train journeyed through the starlit night, weaving through the tapestry of dreams and reality, Eli felt a profound shift within himself. The encounters and revelations thus far had peeled away the layers of his consciousness, revealing the raw, unfiltered essence of his spirit. Now, the train approached a realm where the boundaries of imagination and existence blurred into one, the city of colors. The train came to a gentle stop at the outskirts of a city that seemed to pulsate with vibrant hues, a kaleidoscope of colors, more vivid and varied than any Ely had ever seen. The conductor, with a knowing smile, announced, "This is the city of colors, where the canvas of your mind comes to life. Here, your dreams and your creativity hold the power to shape reality." Stepping off the train, Eli was immediately enveloped in the radiance of the city. Buildings painted in dazzling spectrums of color towered above, each a masterpiece of architectural imagination. The streets were alive with people, their clothes a patchwork of designs, each person a unique expression of the city's boundless creativity. The artist and the canvas. Wandering the bustling streets, Eli found himself drawn to a quiet square where an artist painted alone, her brushstrokes bringing to life a world that danced between the realms of the fantastical and the real. She noticed Eli's interest and beckoned him over. "Every stroke of the brush is a conversation with the soul," she explained, her eyes alight with passion. "In this city, we learn that our dreams are not just fleeting shadows of the night, but seeds of creation, waiting to be nurtured into existence." The artist handed Eli a brush, urging him to add his own mark to the canvas. Hesitant at first, Eli allowed his instincts to guide him, his stroke a vibrant splash of color that melded seamlessly into the existing painting, yet stood out as a testament to his own inner journey, the revelation of creativity. As he painted, Eli felt a surge of liberation. Each color, each line he added was a reflection of his journey, a visual representation of his fears, his desires, and the lessons learned along the way. The canvas before him was no longer just a painting, but a mirror of his soul, vibrant and alive. The artist watched him, a smile of understanding on her face. "You see," she said, "in creating, we discover ourselves. We learn that within us lies the power to shape not just art, but the very fabric of our realities." The journey resumes. With a heart full of gratitude, Eli bid farewell to the artist and the city of colors, carrying with him the realization that his dreams were not just mere figments of imagination, but powerful forces of creation. As the night train pulled away from the station, Eli looked back at the receding city, its colors a vivid reminder of the limitless potential that lay within him. The night train, now a familiar companion to Eli in his journey through the unknown, moved silently under the blanket of night. Each stop, each encounter, had woven itself into the fabric of his being, transforming not just his perception of the world, but his understanding of himself. As the train ventured into the realm of sound and silence, Eli prepared himself for the next revelation on his path to enlightenment, the Valley of Echoes. The train's soft hiss as it came to a stop broke the anticipation in Eli's heart. He found himself at the edge of a vast valley, where the gentle hum of the wind carried with it the whispers of countless voices. The conductor, with a gesture towards the expanse, said, "This is the Valley of Echoes, where every sound is a reflection of the soul. Here you will discover the melody of your heart." Eli stepped off the train, his footsteps resonating softly on the ground. As he walked, his own voice joined the symphony of echoes, his words a faint whisper carried away by the wind, mingling with the melodies of the valley, the symphony of self. Drawn by a melody more beautiful than any he had heard, Eli followed the sound until he came upon a clearing. In the center, a musician played a simple string instrument, the music a tapestry of sorrow and joy, fear and hope, weaving together the complexities of the human experience into a single, harmonious melody. The musician, noticing Eli's presence, stopped playing and looked up with a smile. "Music," he said, "is the language of the soul. It transcends words, expressing what cannot be said, but must be felt. What melody does your heart sing?" Encouraged by the musician's invitation, Eli picked up an instrument. Tentatively at first, he began to play, his fingers finding the notes almost by instinct. The music that flowed was raw and honest, a true reflection of his journey, a melody of transformation, of the struggle between darkness and light, and ultimately, of peace, the lesson of harmony. As the last note faded into the silence of the valley, Eli felt a profound sense of peace envelop him. The musician nodded in approval. "You have discovered your heart's melody, a song unique to you, yet universal in its expression. Remember, the harmony of the soul is achieved not by silencing the discord, but by embracing it, allowing every note its place in the symphony of your life." With gratitude, Eli thanked the musician and made his way back to the train, the melody of his heart a gentle echo in his mind. The Valley of Echoes had taught him that his life, with all its fears and desires, joys and sorrows, was a melody to be cherished, a song to be sung with the fullness of his being. As the first light of dawn began to pierce the horizon, the night train slowed to its final destination, a place where the boundaries of night and day, dream and reality, merged into a single luminous moment. Eli, his heart a repository of the lessons learned and insights gained throughout the journey, prepared to disembark, a sense of completion filling his soul, the threshold of daybreak. The train came to a gentle stop in a place where the sky was a canvas of soft blues and golds, heralding the arrival of a new day. The conductor, who had been both guide and guardian on this journey, turned to Eli with a smile that spoke volumes. "This is where our journey together ends, but yours continues. You have traveled through the night, faced your deepest fears, and discovered the melodies of your heart. Now, it is time to carry those lessons into the light of day." Eli stepped off the train, his feet touching the ground of a world that seemed both familiar and entirely new. The air was filled with the promise of beginnings, the horizon a reminder that every end is but a precursor to a new start. The reflection of the journey, standing at the threshold between the night's shadow and the day's light, Eli reflected on the journey. Each encounter, each realm he had traversed, had peeled away the layers of doubt and fear, revealing the core of his being. He had learned the importance of embracing the entirety of himself, the light and the darkness, the joy and the sorrow, the fear and the desire. He understood now that life was not a linear path, but a journey of cycles and seasons, of nights spent wandering in search of answers, and days spent living the truths discovered in the darkness. The night train, with its spectral beauty and enigmatic passengers, had been a crucible, transforming him not by changing who he was, but by revealing who he had always been. The journey forward. As the sun crested the horizon, bathing the world in its warm glow, Eli took his first steps into the dawn of a new day. The lessons of the night train, the courage to face the unknown, the wisdom found in silence, the beauty of his inner melody, and the power of his dreams were now a part of him, guiding lights on the path ahead. The night train, a silhouette against the brightening sky, began to fade, its mission complete. Eli watched as it disappeared, not with sadness, but with gratitude. For he knew that while the train itself was gone, the journey it had taken him on would continue within him, a perpetual journey of understanding and discovery. The end of the night, the beginning of understanding. Eli's journey on the night train had come to an end, but the journey of his life was just beginning. With each step, he carried forward the insights and revelations of the night, a traveler forever transformed by the journey through the depths of his soul. As the day unfolded before him, Eli embraced the world with open arms, ready to live with the depth of understanding and the fullness of heart that the night train had awakened within him.